Hello everybody, Conodger here. Welcome back to the RaceCraft server. And this poor room has been pranked again. Actually twice. This was Jake, I know it. He loves his game references. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you already lost, so don't worry about it. And of course the melons. Melons. This could only be ducks, and of course it was. There was actually many more melons in this, but I have been very busy on the server, so I've needed my bed on occasion. Melons, say hi. Nope, no melons. I've had a little bit of a crazy week. I work retail, it was Black Friday, I worked crazy hours and whatnot, so I didn't really have enough time to be recording, but I had these little spurts of time to just work on stuff, and I did a lot of that. More so just on getting my materials built up, getting my tools and supplies built up. Is there anything else bizarre going on in here? Doesn't look like it. And have been very successful at that. Let's see. I have gotten a Fortune 3 Unbreaking 3 pickaxe, which is awesome. Getting like 20 diamonds per ore, or per, what's it called? I don't know what's it called when there's a bunch of ores together. Look that up, would you? Post me? Okay. Anyway, I mean, just a working diamond axe, which is an efficiency 1, unbreaking 1. Got a looting 3 diamond sword. That's about the only good enchant on this. Knockback 2 is Bane of Arthropods is disgusting, but I need that looting 3 so we can get some so we can get some ender pearls going, because we'd like to find the end sometime soon. I'm gonna put up this book. I don't think I need it. Sharpness 2. No. I tried to put sharpness 2 on this to try and get rid of the arthropods. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But yesterday I was in a mood where I really just wanted to work and build, and it was nothing very interesting, so I didn't record any of it, but got another one of these done, so we got 2 up here. You'll notice all the trees are gone. The temporary little tree farm that Lindsey had going, she doesn't need it any longer, so that is all cleared out. She's apparently not moved out, but has started another project somewhere off in the plains, pretty far away. I know she was tunneling through the nether for quite a while, so I'm assuming it's a pretty good distance away. And if you want to see what everybody's doing, you can go to now DucksEatFree.com/map, and then you can see the map that we are currently working on. It's updated about once a day. So if you want to see progress when videos aren't out, or if you want to see where everybody is working, just check that out. Okay, what else? There's so much that I've done, or that we've done, that I can't remember it all, but I guess I'll show you this next. I have never been very good with redstone, or just like contraptions in general. You know, mob grinders are a pretty simple thing in Minecraft terms, and I had a heck of a time getting this thing to work, but I did finally make a working mob grinder out of the skeleton dungeon that we found, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. It took me forever to find it again, but once I did find it, made just a contemporary style. It's just the open dungeon room, water flowing to one side of it, the water ladder going up, and then a 23 fall to here. It's decently efficient. Obviously it doesn't work when we're not over here, but if I stand here for about a half hour to 45 minutes, I can get full 30 levels. But that's not even really why I built it. I really built it because I wanted arrow supply. Really built it because I wanted chainmail. I like chainmail armor. You can't craft it. You can get it pretty regularly from mob drops. I found out recently you can repair it with an iron ingot. And all I'm missing now is some boots. So, you can see That's why I like the chainmail, is you can still see the player's skin through it. When you're wearing like all diamond or all iron or whatnot, you can't tell who is who really. So I like the chainmail armor, and it's protective enough. I like to live dangerously, because dying is always fun, right? Not really. There's also a slime chunk around here somewhere. You can hear those guys clanking around. Need to work out where they are at and make a little spawning platform for those guys. Because I don't really need sticky pistons or anything, but it's nice to have a supply of them. So, this area, now that everybody's kind of branching out, and, you know, Ducks is over there, Jake I found out, or Uncle I found out has a little base under the cone. Let's go look at that real quick. Joe, I think, is probably going to move out there with Lindsey. That would make sense. I'm working over there. So this area is no longer anybody's quote-unquote home. I'm going to start transitioning it into more of like a town center, town square kind of area. Within the little castle walls there, maybe set up some shops, trading posts, stuff like that. I think that would be a much better use of that space. And it would help clean it up. I know this thing's around here somewhere. There it is. Sneaky, sneaky. So yeah, he's just in here. He's actually right inside the cone too. It's pretty funny. He fully expected us to find it. I guess he's reinforcing the cone. Is that what's going on up there? I don't know. He fully expected us to find it, and eventually he was just like, hey, come over here and check this out. You guys have never found it. So that is where he is. Alrighty, so I think that covers it for stuff over here. Now, let's eat something, and I'm going to head over to the monument, where I have done a ton of work. Joe helped out some, Jake's helped out some. Alright, I guess I'm just going to call him Jake. Uncle has helped out some, so yeah, it's come a long way, but I have not done anything you haven't seen yet. So really, it was just finishing stuff that I had started. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so you might notice this is going a different way. It used to go up here, now it's going up here. We are actually underneath the whole monument building. This is the not-so-basement basement. It'll be my working floor. So I'm going to clear this out eventually and just make this like my workshop area. I know we have the little temporary building shack over there, but I'm going to need more space in the future, and this will suffice. This may actually be like my quote-unquote house for a while. With a project like this, I doubt I'm going to have time to go off and build my own place, at least not in the near future. So we can sneak out here. I'm just gonna, maybe I'm not gonna run out there. Yeah. I should really have put a bed under here. I guess we'll, I know the zombie horde's gonna be coming, but let's see if I can just run over there and sleep real quick. That was terrible. Oh, got it. Okay, so does this front facade look the same? I can't remember. I had to rebuild it 3 times in the past 2 days because of creeper explosions, so I just get the feeling that maybe this was down here. I don't know. Anyway. Wha-bam! Yep. The whole wall is done. I know I was not 100% sold on this look when I left you. I'm getting much more sold on it now, especially when I considered how much more is going to be on the top of this. There's still going to be probably up to here of wall. Then I can dress up and make this look not so slab-sided. But I think we're going to be able to make it work. I had a suggestion that I should probably bring this green up into the top and maybe some cyan clay as well up into the top. Hi there. Why are you still mad? Oh, you're not burning, that's why. Be looted. Yep, just what I wanted. A bunch of zombie flesh. Let's see. I mean, Joe helped out with a little bit of these. I mean, by a little bit, 1. And I just kind of took it from there. I was like, you know what? I'm in a mood to build stuff, so I went ahead and did all the way around. Both sides completely finished out. I haven't filled in here yet, but that was the biggest chunk of stuff to do. Let's see. Joe also, the biggest thing he did was he finished all the platforms, so the whole floor is done. And now it's really starting to look like something. You know, it was, the scale was kind of worrying me at first, but now it really seems to work. It's got that nice monument hall kind of feel to it, where it really feels like you're walking through something epic. And I think it's going to work out in the end. This end won't be a copy of that end. I'm going to do just a couple of columns up, and then a rather large stained glass mural over here that I've yet to design, but I will. And that is one of the things I want to start working on today. Is I mentioned that these openings were for some stained glass work, and I want to build at least the first one, which will be a creeper face. So every window, these will be the same, these will be the same, so every set of windows will have a different mob in it. That's going to be the theme for these side windows. The back one will be different. I have a general idea in mind what I want to do down there, but it's going to take some time to work out. And that's probably in the distant future. I've definitely got to start working on how the second floor is going to look next. I just want to show you one of these stained glass windows before we start getting too off track and I forget about showing you that and go ahead and build it. So let me gather up some materials and we will get started on that. Okie dokie, I think I've got all materials gathered. Let's see. Bring up my reference picture. I decided to work these out in creative prior to trying them here, solely because the panes are a pain in the butt to work with. They place very strangely. It's easy to waste them, and I flat out do not have the materials to be wasting a ton of this, so yeah, I'm sure I will still manage to waste some even with a reference picture to go off of. It's just part of the nature of the beast, I guess. Let's see, green and a lime green. I know the whole creeper Minecraft thing is a little cliche, but this building is a dedication to Minecraft, and I don't know, I couldn't think of anything better fitting than the mobs in these stained glass. And once I saw it in person, I made a few. It really looks awesome. So I think if you're a little bummed that that's what I decided to do with these, I think you'll probably change your mind when you see it, because it is really awesome looking. Let's see, and then a green over here. That was actually the first time. I have never created anything in creative mode, and I have been playing since, I want to say, right when Alpha came out is when we started playing, and it's just never appealed to me. Let's see, it's gonna be 4 across. 1, 2, 3, 4. I may have done something in it at one point, but I can't remember ever working in creative, and it was different. It's definitely not as rewarding. It's much easier, but there's definitely a much bigger appeal to me to working in survival. It's gonna be dark green. I may not have enough. I thought I was gonna have more than enough dark green, but that's okay. I have more cactus, so I can make some more real quick. There's the rest of the face, and then we'll have the nose on top of that. But let's not lose our pattern here. So now it's gonna be. I hope this is the right height. I messed around with the heights of these quite a bit. It ends up being a 6x8, and the actual faces of the mobs are 8x8, so I had to narrow them up a little bit. I think it still works fine though. I'm gonna put some gray in here just to get a little bit more variation. And then the black here. I love I love everything stained. Stained clay I like. The stained glass is really cool. It's probably the two biggest additions to the game since like the beta alpha days, in my opinion. It's definitely opened up a whole new window of possibilities, and it's encouraging that they are still doing stuff like that, because this game could definitely get stale if they weren't still adding cool stuff like that to the game. I know I've gone through periods where I haven't played in months, probably 6 months. And really they didn't do a whole lot with the game in that period, so it's pretty important that they keep adding this stuff. I know some of it seems petty, like they could have added this 2 years ago, blah blah blah, but I kind of like that they withhold stuff for later dates so that it keeps feeling new. Oh, look at that. I had the perfect amount of that color. Boom! That was way easier. I didn't misplace a single one. I'm so glad that I did it that way. Alright, step on down. And look at this. That looks cool. Especially, now it's clashing a little bit with the green, but once you see them all, that little aspect of it kind of goes away. But from a distance, it looks really cool. And one of the most surprising things to me is how cool it looks from the inside. So let's take a look at that real quick. So as you come through the front door, which is definitely going to stay open like this, and I'm not going to put walls in. I know I had mentioned before that I might put walls here. I've definitely decided not to do that. Your eyes are just going to catch that. And although it does take a little bit away from the blocks, I don't think it's too bad, because when you walk in, all you see is blocks. And then you're going to see this, and this is probably the brightest, most obnoxious one of all of them. I've so far only worked out the creeper and the skeleton. The skeleton I'm still kind of on the fence with. His face is very boring. But that will be next. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and put the same thing over here. And we'll just time-lapse right through that. And then after that, I have something else really cool to show you that I completely forgot about when I started recording. Okay, so here's the other side done, and you saw there that I misplaced a few panes and was short, so it took a little longer, but it looks just as good on this side, and it looks really cool looking through stained glass to stained glass. You know, it kind of layers the colors. Really impressed they were able to pull that off. I know the lighting and the rendering engine did not allow for such things before, so I'm super glad they added that, because it gives a very cool effect. We'll take a look from the inside. So this one's not the most obvious. The rest of them will look a little bit more apparent than this one, because the building kind of blocks these. But as you turn your head, you can see them. And yeah, I'm very pleased with that. So I think that's probably all the building I have time for today. Next episode I will try and do a little bit more building on camera. You can see that we're getting some more blocks in here. Not in any order just yet. I'm just going to let everything just kind of build up for now. and then in the end we'll order them out, probably like in order of either added to the game or just group them together, like all the dirt blocks, all the stone blocks, all the wood blocks, etc. We will see. But it is starting to really look like a complete structure. It's definitely not complete, but you stand back, you stand back way over here. The scale of it and the stained glass and all of that, the colors, they're really all starting to work really well together, which is impressive considering I did not plan any of that out. It's all just kind of right off the cuff, but it's working very well. Like I said, the next big challenge is going to be adding this second floor and seeing how high it goes. I don't want it to go much higher than, say, this. And then the roof will be just a slight dome. Just like that. Not a very big dome. And flat front, flat back. I also want to work out this river. I asked Uncle, and he said, that was just an experiment. If you want to do anything, you want to tear it down, whatever. Well, I think I actually want to integrate it into the world, and maybe integrate it into a fountain up front. So like have a big fountain here that flows, or a spring that flows into this, and just kind of terraform it into the world. So that could be cool. But as I said, there's one last thing I want to show you, and that requires a rather long nether journey. I'm going to show you the nether journey in a fast forward time-lapse fashion, just so you can see the distance we're going to travel. Okay, we have finally made it. That is a trip and a half down the weirdest nether tunnel of all time. But what that brings us to is something that Ducks found. I'm very excited about. Oh, look at that, it's even daytime. You probably know what it is already. It's a mesa biome. So that means two things. That means clay collecting, which we've already been doing quite a bit of. I think I've got my little hollowed out chamber here. Yep. So I've hollowed out this chamber, and that was enough to do all of the bottom, and I still have a lot of extras, so it doesn't need to be too pillaged out here. Not yet anyway. But this is the hugest mesa biome you've ever seen. It stretches for thousands of blocks all the way around. It has a lot of these savanna style, or I don't even know what to call them, mesa plateaus up top with the trees. It has a lot of canyons through it. Basically every type of mesa biome there is in this area. So awesome find by Ducks. Cool that we got endless supply of clay now, and definitely look for a build out here in the future. This is definitely the kind of area I would like to put my main house or base in. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I think that's all we've got time for today. Let's see if I can run into this portal before everybody kills me. Yes. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.